In order to unlock the Quartzite Glob recipe in Grounded, you'll need to complete the Dark Descent Chipsleuth BURG.L quest by obtaining the Black Anthill BURG.L chip from the deep, dark, dangerous depths of the Black Anthill Lab. Return it to BURG.L and then purchase the recipe. This shrunken subterranean science center filled with mysterious miniaturized machines can be accessed from either the sandbox or the trash biomes. But be aware that the treacherous and terrifying tunnels that are interwoven with this underground lab of dark depths and danger is filled with black soldier ants that will aggressively assault you throughout your journey. You're also going to need at least 2 brat burst bombs to blast open the necessary passages, and as always when heading into dark underground passages and Grounded, I highly recommend that you also bring a lantern. Whether you start your descent into the Black Anthill from the sandbox or the trash cans doesn't really matter, because your first objective inside will still be the same. You will need to locate a lab tunnel that's blocked by a cracked rock, the telltale sign that it can be destroyed with a bomb, and that is what you will do. Once the tunnel has been opened up, go inside and travel back to the end that's surrounded by windows and filled with computers. In there, beside of an orb of raw science, you will discover a computer marked with the letter A that you'll need to activate. After that, return to the room where you first destroyed the cracked rock, and on the upper ledge of that room you will find a door marked with the letter A, which will now be open. Inside of that room is another orb of raw science that can be acquired, as well as a hole in the floor that drops down via a hatch into another laboratory room. This room will have scientific looking bunk beds as well as a treasure chest. Follow the descending hallway out of this room and you'll discover another room that's filled with treacherous tasties. So be sure to bash those annoying robots and then activate the computer in the center of the room that's marked with the letter B. Grab another orb of raw science and then make your way back to the same cavern where you blasted the rock with the brat burst by going straight and following the lights on the ceiling through another tunnel. When this tunnel opens up into the heavily illuminated central cavern of the Black Anthill Lab, you should continue going straight towards a newly unlocked door that, much like the last computer, is marked by the letter B. But be warned that beyond this door awaits a terrifying new machine of mayhem that will leave you dazzled with flashing lights from mind-melting lasers and shocked by surges of exhilarating electricity. For unlike the other labs, here you will find a rambunctious robot overlord ready to seal your shrunken fate. Its name is the Assistant Manager, and if you want to unlock the recipe to cook Quartzite globs and upgrade your weapons to the power of maximum, then you'll have to defeat it. You can find this terrifying techno-tyrant of managerial mechanical mayhem at the bottom of the tunnel beyond the door marked by the letter B, and inside of a room that must be opened first by a switch and next by a bomb. After blasting open the glass of the subterranean security room, make your way to the back of the room where you will find a computer capable of summoning the assistant to the regional manager, Dwight Schrute. Dwight will not assist you, however, because that's not actually what happens. Instead, the assistant manager shows up with a bunch of new gruesome gadgets to stop you in your tracks with the terminating power of a Cyberdyne T-1000. If you manage to defeat this big bad boss bot and his tasty bot buddies, then you will obtain the assistant manager keycard, which will give you access to the locked rooms above the boss room where you will find the Black Anthill BURG.L chip along with a shortcut out of the lab. But before I go into more detail about the dangers of the baddie boss bot or the potential for power posed by the Quartzite globs, you should first know that if you're a fan of Grounded themed, Grounded related content presented in tutorial format, then you've found the right channel, because that's basically all that I do here. So if you enjoy that, you could do me a huge favor by gently touching the like button, and I hope that this video earns your subscription today. What up? It's Tiny Pirate Gaming coming at you with another Grounded tutorial video, and this time I'll be going over everything you need to know about completing the Black Anthill Lab and unlocking the recipe for the Quartzite Glob. I've already covered the basics for completing the lab up to the mini-boss earlier in the video, and if you need a more in-depth walkthrough with Tiny Pirate Gaming's signature style of illustrious alliterations delivered with tantalizing tongue-twisting talent, then let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do for the future. But for now, I want to cover the details for the mini-boss fight at the end of the lab against the assistant manager. This techno-tyrant of shrunken scientific security is not an easy opponent and is capable of launching a variety of devastatingly damaging attacks that can easily catch you off guard if you're not prepared. Before you start the fight with this rampaging robot, take note of the inconspicuous pillars around the room and remain mindful of them throughout the battle, because 2 of the boss's most malicious attacks originate from these 5 pillars. Also, keep in mind that throughout the fight, Tasty and Archer robots will join in the automated assault against you as the boss's health is lowered. As for the assistant manager itself, it has 3 primary attacks that it will deploy during the battle. The most common attack will be an energy shot that's identical to the same blast fired by the Archer bots. The energy bolt will bounce around the room a few times, so be mindful of your surroundings whenever one of these bouncing bolts of bubbly energy are fired onto the battlefield. The next 2 attacks that you'll want to be aware of are both related to those inconspicuous pillars I mentioned earlier. After about 1/4 to 1/3 of the assistant manager's health has been reduced, it will begin to use its environmental pillar attacks, which can be identified when the boss raises its arm cannon and then slams it into the ground. When the light on the boss's arm cannon glows yellow, it indicates that the central pillar will fire its lasers around the room. The central pillar is equipped with 3 lasers that shoot out either end of the deadly device and will spin around the room, creating an environmental obstacle that must be avoided if you hope to secure a victory. The top 2 lasers on the device will spin in a clockwise direction and can be ducked under, while the bottom laser spins in a counterclockwise direction and must be jumped over. The 4 pillars along the outside of the combat space are activated in a similar manner as the lasers, but instead of the boss's arm cannon flashing yellow, it will flash blue during the attack animation. This attack will usually not be activated until the assistant manager is below 50% health, but when it does come into play, you'll need to be ready for it because it is one of the most devastatingly dangerous techniques within this Techno-Terror's superpowered security arsenal. During this technique, the 4 pillars on the edges of the room will spark with electrical energy that can easily catch you off guard and very quickly drain your HP. To avoid this, there are 2 methods. You can press yourself against the edge of the walls, or you can move close to the central pillar to avoid the area of attack created by these pulverizing pillars of punctual power. Once you're able to get the boss's HP down below 25%, the assistant manager will throw everything it's got at you by triggering all of the pillars to attack simultaneously while it continues to launch energy blasts from its arm cannon, and all while the remaining bot buddies swarm around you to attack. It's during these final moments that you must be most alert, and remember to bring healing items such as smoothies, heal bosses, or bandages with you before you begin your quest to conquer the Black Anthill Lab. After defeating the assistant manager, you will obtain the assistant manager's key card, which will allow you to access the door inside of the boss battle room. This door will lead you through a winding hallway that loops around to the elevated walkways above the boss room. If you turn right and unlock the door in the back of this elevated area, you will find the Black Anthill BURG.L chip on a shelf as soon as you walk into the room. After you've retrieved the BURG.L chip, you can also follow the winding hallway in the back of this room that leads to a door that can be opened by pressing a button. This door opens back up to the surface close to the rolled up hose on the side of the house and can now be used as an alternate access point for future trips down into the Black Anthill Lab, so don't forget that it's there. With the Black Anthill BURG.L chip safely secured in your possession, you can now return to your Brobot BURG.L and like a good little birdie deliver the chip, which will unlock the new purchasable items in the BURG.L swap shop. Quartzite globs once crafted will allow you to use the smithing station to upgrade your weapons beyond level 5, which will in most cases boost the damage and durability of those weapons, but will not add any status effects like fresh, spicy, or salty, which can only be acquired by using the other globs. If you want to know more about those other globs, such as where to find the recipes or how to farm for their shards fast and easy, then you're in luck because If you're a fan of grounded-themed, grounded-related content presented in tutorial format, then you've come to the right channel because that's basically all that I do here, and if you enjoy that, you could do me a huge favor by gently interacting with the like button, and I hope that this video earned your subscription today. You can also catch me live over on twitch.tv, keep up with channel news and announcements by following me on Twitter, or discuss grounded gaming, content creation, and more with me and the rest of the #Tiny Crew by joining the Tiny Pirate Gaming Discord. So whether I catch you here or on one of those other channels, just know that I appreciate your support and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Arg, matey, watch your step. There be a tiny pirate here.